Hold on, everyone. We took this quick break out of the podcast to let you know that if you want to be a nurse, a certified successful nurse, the best place to go to get your great training is at Margate Medical Training Center. They have very good flexible class schedules, and also they have flexible payment plans where you can pay for your classes little by little by little until you pay it off. Now, the number to reach them is 954-588-4149 or 954-960-2808. Let me repeat that for y'all one more time. It's 954-588-4149 or 954-960-2808. Now, let's go back to the podcast.
Right.
Like, what if I am the best person to hold the lights? Mm-hmm. Or I'm the best person to write the song. I'm the best person to write the script and not be an actor.
Right.
Because you could be a terrible actor, but a great script writer.
Yes.
You know? Mm-hmm. 20 years you're trying to be an actor, you never made it. you gotta figure out.
Scripts
a lot of times we don't know if we're good at something.
Right.
You know, because you're doing this one thing for so many years and you're not getting to where you want to go. Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
Right.
Because you gotta realize that you're not good at it. I feel like some people are tone deaf sometimes, like understanding that, bro, you're just not that good.
Yeah.
It's not your gift. So sometimes when people tell you no so many times, it's because you need to either go back and work on it some more.
Yeah.
And improve it, or just look at it from a different lens. Like I could do something in the same area, but something different.
And I think for me, I want to touch on that real quick before I talk about the discouragements and stuff. When it came to that, when I was doing hair, I would do a lot of photo shoots, which I mentioned before, and they would be like, why don't you, be a part of it or whatever, and and I'm like, no, I'm behind the scenes type of girl. I don't go in front of the camera. Right. I put models in front of the camera or whatever. And I realized that, okay, if I could be in front of the camera, just not modeling, you know what I mean? Like, I have a voice. I love talking to people. I love connecting with people. I could do it that way instead. So that makes a lot of sense because I was like, hell no. And I realized when I was a kid, I did the morning announcements for my elementary school. And I'm like, it's actually already in me. But if I didn't push to just find my actual strengths within, which one of them is speaking, I probably wouldn't even
Look at me. I love singing. I'll sing every day. Everybody who knows me, I be singing all the damn time. I know I can't sing though.
Right.
I'm not gonna go try to record a song. Like I know I cannot sing.
Right.
You get me? I could be every day like I'm gonna be a singer. I'm gonna be a rapper. I can't do this. I could write a song.
Yeah.
I can write you a good song.
Right.
I cannot sing. And I understand that. But a lot of people
they just pressing on and they wonder why the success isn't moving.
Right.
So even for me, no used to be a discouragement for me. Now,
it was used to be.
Yeah. Now I eat them. Like, it's like those are like bullets that I'm dodging because it's like I'm gonna still get to my target. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you know what it is that you're trying to get to.
Yes. So I actually love no's because it actually makes, no's make you really be like, it makes you process different. Because you're like, damn, I know I still have my passion and my drive for this target, but how can I restructure to where I'm still winning? You
know what somebody told me when I was younger? I heard this twice actually. I was like, yo, for a youth, you're determined. And that determination is going to take you far. And that's what somebody told me. Somebody told me, like, once you have that determination to do something, nothing will stand in your way. And I feel like sometimes we have ambition, but no determination. Because there's people that lost a hand, a foot, fingers, whatever, but they're still going to try to get to wherever they want to get to because of that determination. And being able, part of being determined is sleepless nights working on your craft. Constantly trying to evolve, seeking information, trying to be better at this thing, this one thing, constantly doing it. That's how you get better at something. You got to do it to get better at it.
Yep.
So I feel like once you put ambition with your goals and drive that with the determination, I don't care how much no's you hear, you're gonna get to where you want to go.
You're gonna get to where you want to go. Yeah. So tell me, family and friends or just regular, acquaintances, what was one of your worst experiences doing business with somebody?
I can't say I really had any like terrible ones doing business with friends and family, because I think I've always chose some good ones, but I feel like there's relationships that I had that started as business but ended because we became close friends. One I would resort back to was years ago, before I joined forces with my actual brother. Me having the drive and ambition that I have to be successful, the other person was more about getting girls and hype and getting, attention. I was more about do the work the right way to get to this goal. You always show up late. You don't show up sometimes at all. And I couldn't do it no more because this was more important to me than anything else.
Right.
I missed family functions. I missed birthday dinners. I missed hanging out. I missed relationships. Like I couldn't go on dates because I was just busy doing this one thing. And you mean to tell me I'm showing up here every day doing this one thing, and you're over here slacking off? That to me is frustrating. So that's how I ended that business relationship, because of that.
That makes sense. I think for me, it wasn't like a horrible experience. It was just more of like a realization, and it was I had a friend that came in on a project that I was doing with my salon team, and it was a big fashion show. And at the time, she was starting like her makeup business. So I'm like, girl, this is perfect. Like, I have a crap load of models for you to do. And I don't know if she was either having a hard day or, whatever it was. It's just that she came in and the mood was really horrible. But I had to, and I got frustrated with her because at the end, because I'm like, yo, I brought you in, you're a reflection of me, and my team is like, they wasn't happy, and da-da-da. And that was my friend. That's a real close friend of mine. And I was like, you know what? I had to realize that she just wasn't business minded and had never worked with a team to that extent.
She was on the same wavelength as you.
Yeah, and I should have, it's like you kind of have to interview.
I told you that. I said that just now. Just like dating, you gotta interview.
Yeah, you gotta really be like, yo, this is what is required to succeed in this particular thing that we're doing here. And I didn't do that, so it taught me a lesson.
And you know why though? Because sometimes people are so close to us.
Yes.
That we don't even take the time out to interview them in that aspect.
Yes.
I feel like that
really
could be
don't.
the problem.
Yeah.
No, because all right. So there's people that I've been friends with that my little team that I have now. Big up ECS Entertainment, by the way. Follow us on Instagram at ECS Entertainment. Anybody that I want to work with, Reem will be like, I don't know. We got to see what he's about first.
Yeah.
That's that type of thing.
Yes.
Because there's people that came in that we work with that screwed us over, and it was like, damn, if we really took the time out to just assess this person, then we would know that they're shady as hell.
Yeah.
So
like that one bad apple can spoil the bunch if you're not careful.
If you're not careful,
yeah.
Basically, and if you realize that one thing with a team, everybody has an image.
Yes.
So if you do something that's messed up, that's gonna reflect on all of us. And that could kill your whole business. It's just like being like a rapper, right? And you have all these people around you. And one of your guys step out and do some stupid stuff that you don't even believe in. That reflects on all of you. Because that's gonna be like, it seems like everybody's like that. So you gotta also be careful when you're building your team that those people also have to have certain principles that that they live by, that you're aware about.
Yes.
Because imagine if you have an abuser on your team, a thief or a criminal, now that's gonna seem like that's what you're all about, and you don't want that,
That makes sense. So before we wrap up the last questions, let's talk about networking. And
this is a very important Very, very important one. I've heard this statement that I'm not approachable. And I like it.
You do?
I like it so much because
what's wrong with your host?
most people that approach me is serious about what they're approaching me about.
Yes.
So most times when you're approaching me about something personal, you're very cautious to do that.
Okay.
If I go to business functions, people are not hesitant to come up to me and speak to me.
Okay.
I'm socially awkward a lot of times, though. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really used to speaking to strangers as much.
Yeah.
And when I go to certain business functions, like my friend has to come and introduce me to people. Because I'll be in the corner just sitting down and just drinking my wine and just watching what's going on and not paying attention to nothing.
I've kind of noticed that, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But once we get to speaking,
yes.
I'm not good at approaching you and be like, hi, how you doing? My name is such and such. No. But if I know about you, it's easier for me to talk to you.
Yes.
Because I know what you're about. If, for instance, if I approach an artist, I know that that's your profession. I'm a DJ, so we relate. So that's how I approach you.
Yes.
If I, like, one thing about networking, it's always good. Everybody's good to meet in networking.
Yes.
So there's no, all right.
You can only meet this type of person here.
Right.
This type of person goes there. Yeah.
So, funny story. I met this dude years ago. I thought he was just a regular dude, you know, just going about his business. And he was just a cool dude. And I randomly met him. It's not like it was a business function or nothing. Just randomly met him, and it was like, yo, you know, he's cool. Not knowing that he owned a bunch of properties, you know, he knew a bunch of celebrities, and we connected. And years later, it was like, yo, because you cool, I'm gonna give you this hookup. You know?
Yes.
So sometimes when you meet people, like they always say, the key saying, if you're not useful, you're useless. If you can't be used,
yes,
you're useless.
You're useless.
That means you're of no value.
Of course. Yes.
So I can't go in a business function trying to meet people.
Yeah.
And I do nothing.
Right.
You know, you go in there, what you gonna tell them?
Yeah.
I sit home all day and play a video game.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Right.
I don't need to talk to you.
Yes.
You know? This episode of the Student Alive podcast is sponsored by Vintage Florists and Events. For the Valentine's Day flowers, for your Mother's Day flowers, for your Christmas, your anniversary, whatever you need these flowers for, these teddy bears, whatever arrangements, you could hit up Vintage Florists and Events.
Yes.
The number to call to make orders, place orders, or for more info is 754-423-4673.
I think that with networking, I had to learn my little tricks and tactics, you know, especially when it's someone that I want to approach.
Right.
It's easier when someone approaches me and then I'm like, okay, cool, you know, it just naturally flows. And then even with partnership, right, with what we're doing now, the art of like edifying your partner, right? So for me to say, you know, that's my co-host Stretch, you know, he's an international DJ, he's real cool, he, you know, is the head of this, you know, this and that, and we work together, whatever. I have to be able to pitch to that person really well so that they can feel comfortable with knowing, okay, I could probably work with both of them, you know? So that part as well, like not just edifying for yourself, but being able to edify for your person. And real quick, to go back even to relationships, when I was doing business with my daughter's dad back in the day, I had to know how to edify him and to know how to, you know, tell people, you know, the greatness of what we're doing so that they feel comfortable with working with them. And that kind of strengthens the relationship really well because you're like, wow, we could really do this really together. Like, you know, there's a strong foundation there.
Each other.
Right. Yes.
So with networking, with networking, it's hard sometimes, being that you don't know what a person's motive is. I've met people that know about me for a long time. And I had no idea who they were. And that person could be somebody who doesn't like you or who's plotting on you for a long time and you don't even know. Those are things that you gotta be careful with networking.
Yes.
Because can you imagine? I remember this one specific time I met this girl and I was talking to her and then like 10 minutes in the conversation she was like, I know who you are, right? And I was like, what you mean? And when she was like, follow me on Instagram, and I look, it says follow back. And she was following me the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, sometimes you just gotta approach a situation of the simple fact that's knowing that you're gonna add some value.
Yes.
No matter who you meet, there's gonna be some added value. And being able to lock in that relationship, that's the hard part.
Yes.
Because you can meet somebody and you never see them or hear from them again.
Right. That's very true.
Like I've met millionaires that I've never, I don't know where they are right now.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to
lock in
that relationship.
Right.
But a lot of times I meet them, but I get so much information from them.
Yeah.
I meet these millionaires and they tell you the little things that you need to know. Sometimes you don't have to know them for a long time, but just meeting them that one time,
they give you those little
so much gems that they give you.
That can make you so much more money than if you actually probably made it work with them.
Also, what I hate, I don't want to cuss, but what I hate so much, and I had to learn this myself. When I look back at it, I hated it about me, is people who feel too entitled.
Entitlement.
So, a lot of times you meet people of status, right? And you just want to be put on right away because I know you. No, I don't. You have to put in a certain amount of work to get to a certain level. Nobody owes you anything. You don't deserve this. You have to work for this.
Right.
You have to work to be in these rooms with these important people.
Right.
You want to be a big DJ. You're just starting. If you want to meet these people, they don't have to meet you because you're nobody that they need to know as yet. I was listening to Ernie Leisure, and they were saying that there were people that they met that didn't even want to talk to them because they had to put in more work. They told them like, yo, you have a lot more work to put in. And when they interviewed them again, they told them, because they didn't take it personal. There wasn't like hate the person or nothing, because they went back when they got the status and interviewed those same people who told them to go put in work again, and they told them that, all right, now you're somebody that I need to know. So now I could talk to you.
Yep. That is true.
So a lot of times we don't build ourselves up enough. We try to take shortcuts.
Yep.
So when you build yourself up to a certain status, you're undeniable.
Yeah, that's true. And that just goes back to when you're not at that status, just get used to hearing a lot of no's.
Yeah,
because the higher you get, the less no's you get. So that's a gem right there.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people try to rush the process. You try to go in certain rooms and feel like you owe me this, or you owe me this respect. That's the thing that a lot of people think people owe them is respect. Nobody owes you that. You got to earn that. That respect is years of work that a lot of people put in.
Right.
The success that you see with a lot of people, they worked years to get to where they want to go. Like, it's just for like us trying to do the podcast and trying to get people of a certain status to come on the podcast. I'm not at the level yet, getting the million views where they're going to beg me to come on.
Right.
No, I'm at the point now where I got to ask them. If they say no, they're going to spin the block again. When the shit gets to a certain level, they're going to want to come on. And I can't carry that like in my heart as a negative thing. I got to understand that we got to put in more work to get to a certain level. Yes. Where, just like doing parties, it's the same thing. Yeah. A lot of people are not going to show up because you're not who you need to be yet. Yeah.
And it's crazy because you just said that and my spirit just went up on, like, just flamed real quick, because with that and, getting the no's or whatever, I think that I'm trying to structure this the right way, because faith and prayer, right? with growing a business or a brand with a team has to be vibrated through everybody. Everybody has to have that level of faith and prayer. Like I have to, and it doesn't have to be together, you know, but even in our own separate times, like for me, I'm spiritual, you know, and I pray, and I'm not going to say, you know, pray to God, whoever you believe in, your creator, whatever, you have to pray over your team and cover your team and make sure, because that's like the major glue.
Right.
You know, and sometimes that's not there, you know, and that's why a lot of businesses and projects fail, because there's no real faith in it.
The faith in it shows with the level of interest.
Yes.
You know, the level of interest shows how much faith you have in that business. Me and you can be doing this and you don't see it going past where it is now.
Right.
You don't see us being the #1 podcast in the whole wide world.
Right.
We cannot do this if your mindset stays on this level. You know, we have to see this as we being the biggest ever.
Yeah.
Same way I look at being a DJ, same way I look at being a promoter, I look at being an investor. Like I want to be the best at this. And everything I do, every day I wake up, everything I do is supposed to be tailored towards that one thing.
Yes.
You know, so if you're doing this and everybody's doing that same thing, have the same level of faith, you're gonna be unstoppable at what you do.
Faith is
and that's what we're talking about, carrying your load.
Yeah.
You know, my level of seeing things, the faith that I have to carry this thing is way up here. Right. I'm already here before we get there. The load is here, but my mind is already here.
Yep.
You know, but everybody else's mind is just going along with it. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
It can't be that. Everybody has to see themselves being at the top.
Yes.
And that is how you get there. A lot of times, like, I dreamt about being in front of certain crowds. And when I get in front of certain crowds, it's like, it's not enough.
Yeah.
I still see myself being bigger than that. Because now that I'm here, I'm seeing myself here. You know? So a lot of people be like, look at what you've accomplished.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't feel like I've accomplished nothing as yet, because the goal keeps changing.
Yeah.
You know?
Go higher and higher.
So I'm never satisfied. I'm never gonna get here and be like, I've reached where I wanna go.
Right.
I'm gonna keep, my millionaire always gonna try to make more millions.
Yeah.
You know, because there's somebody out there with tens of millions more than you got.
Yes, yes.
So you can sit there thinking that, all right, my goal was $1 million, now I got here, now I'm good.
You gotta celebrate the wins, the little wins you gotta celebrate as well.
We celebrate, don't get me wrong, I celebrate those wins, but not to the level that people expect me to. No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know where we're coming from, I know where we at, but I know where I'm trying to go. That's all.
Yep. So, how do you know that you've secured a great partnership or business relationship?
How do you know? The right conversations has to be had. This goes back to the same thing I've been saying since the start of the podcast. When you find a partnership and you guys have the same goal, same passion, the same drive, the same faith, like you said, that partnership will last a long time. Because those things, the goal, the faith, the goal, the determination, everything is bigger than whatever you got going on personally. You know? Yep. And we have to see each other being there. I have to, like, just like being in a marriage, we have to see each other. Like, when I'm dating somebody, I think about what life would be married to that person.
Years later,
So even though it's our first date, I'm still thinking about what it would be like to be married to that person. You know
what's so funny? I never knew that men think about that, because they say that's a woman thing.
I do.
Really? It's interesting to know.
That's what I said. Like, why would you date somebody if you don't see yourself?
Some people just be dating, honestly, people date just to date. I know that. Like, they're just like in the moment type of people.
I know that. I could tell you that.
But that's pretty good.
But for me personally, what do you like being a mom? What do you like being a wife? What do you like being a partner? What do you like being my friend?
Yes. Okay.
I have to see both of us at being the successful stage. What does it look like for both of us? We both have to see that. You know, if we get here, we have to know that, all right, now we're at a level where we want to get to. What's next?
Yes. Yes.
So a lot of times you see yourself here everybody else don't see themselves there with you.
Yes.
You know, they know what it's supposed to look like, but they don't know how it look like. Well, how it would look with them and you.
Yes.
So in order to secure that business partnership, the goals have to be set and everybody has to be on the same page.
Yes.
Also, you have to know how to have conversations. You have to know how to talk through, because being in business, you're gonna bump heads.
Yes. You just said what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
You're gonna bump heads, but you gotta learn how to talk through it.
Conflict. How to handle conflict.
How to handle conflict.
That was my key
and
right there.
a lot of times, if you have certain principles, conflict is gonna be less.
Yes.
You're a person that's honest, which is very important in business. Honesty. Trust. Very important in business, because you have to learn to trust the person that you're doing business with, or it's just not gonna work.
Yes.
You know, compassion
Yes.
also has to be a part of that. Empathy also has to be a part of that.
You heard that, Raj?
So even though it's personal,
Yeah.
even though it's not personal and it's business, I still gotta empathize with you, because if
Yes.
you have an emergency, I'm gonna step in your space until when you step away.
Right,
I'm gonna take over your responsibility because I have your back.
Right.
So some level of personal is gonna be a part of that business, no matter how you take it.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And if you get if I'm like my business partner, right? He went through a divorce. Hello, everyone. We took another break out of the podcast to let you know that on July 15th, I'll be celebrating my birthday. My birthday, that means all of y'all gotta pull up on July 15th, and we're also celebrating the 4th year of Ecstatic Sound being in existence. So all of y'all gotta pull up right here in South Florida at Lounge 84. You can go ahead and grab your tickets on Eventbrite, or you can follow us on Instagram for all the information that you need. So on July 15th, I'll be celebrating my birthday and Ecstatic Sound's 4th year anniversary at Lounge 84. Make sure you pull up. And you just call me one day and be like, yo, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I got you. What you need to get done? Send me everything. Because you have that level of empathy for them.
Yes.
And
true.
trust. And transparency is also another thing.
Yes. Major key.
Transparency is number one.
That's true. That's true. And also on top of all that greatness, you just said, being able to hear it and to listen to it and to empathize with it is the thing, because people could tell you these stuff, your partners could tell you this stuff, and if you're just so, tunnel vision and just in your own zone, none of that will make any sense.
You're not listening to nobody.
Yeah,
but your
you're
own,
not.
yeah.
And how can I relay over the stuff to you? How can I, how can we talk about this stuff without yelling and arguing and all that stuff? That's how I know that. And then also, once you've been through that first solid year and you've reached that level of success, that for me, that's when I know that, okay, yeah, I have really secured something solid here with somebody, with my partner or whatever. So I think that is too, like time is a big part.
And sometimes also one of the main thing is skin in the game.
Yeah.
Where, you both have to go through some struggles to get some skin in that game.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of times if you don't go through struggles together, you don't know what it's going to be like when the struggles actually come.
Yes.
So you have to learn to go through some stuff and learn how to come to a resolution, and y'all just move forward stronger than before.
It's true. It's like you have to have something. There has to be some blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
Maybe not the blood, but definitely the sweat and maybe a little bit of tears.
Yeah.
So I get that.
But how strong is that going to be? How strong is that? The foundation that it's built on.
Yeah.
The foundation that it's built on is going to be very important. Knowing that we built such a good relationship that little things won't be able to break us apart.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So we fought together. We played together. We vacationed together. We met each other's families. That's the foundation that it's built on. I met your kids, so your kids call me uncle.
Yes.
So I can't disappoint.
Right.
I can't get up and disrespect you a certain level because I know, that's not disrespecting your own family.
Yeah.
Cheating our business relationship is cheating your family.
Yes.
That's the foundation that it's built on.
Yes.
Doing anything that's negative to you, it's like doing it to your family.
Right.
Because we're building this for our families.
Yep.
You know?
And no rushing either, because sometimes even relationships you get into, you know, it's like they want to rush to the next level, or in a partnership, it's like they want to rush to this, and it's like slow and steady really just kind of win the game.
For me, to be honest, I'm the type to just want to do it.
But in the same speed, right? It's difference between wanting to get it done and actually rushing, because it's like
rushing is for me. Is a thin line for me. Mm-hmm. You know, because I try to have a process instead of skipping steps.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
when you rush, you most likely gonna skip some steps.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what basically rushing means, skipping some steps. Mm-hmm. You can make, like, a lot of us don't know how to make a plan, a schedule, you know, an agenda to follow.
Right.
You know, having that agenda, that plan, especially between you and your team, and checking it off is very important.
Yeah.
Structure, that's where the structure comes into play. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I wish I had more of, and that I'm trying to work on, is structure. And every time we have a female a part of the team, that's where the structure comes in all the time.
Okay, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up with our final thoughts, right? I think so. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, did we cover everything?
Listen, y'all, if we didn't cover everything, put it in the comments, tell us what we didn't cover.
Wait, did we cover the 3 ways to keep a business relationship healthy?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. I guess we could kind of put it with the final thought there. Yeah. All right. So for me, I have here personally, the 3 ways to keep a business relationship healthy is open communication, constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. Constructive criticism can sometimes come off as not so constructive. No. You know?
I know
but
that.
But if you sometimes take the emotions away, you know, you can see that it is constructive.
I remember I said it to you before.
Yes.
Remember I said it to you before?
Yes.
Feelings out of it. Take it out and just listen to what I'm saying.
You know.
I've learned how to do that. Take the feelings out of it, because what happens is, and I've seen this too many times, where, let's say for instance, it happened on the last episode of the podcast with Sophia, when I was talking about the baby mother situation.
Yeah.
When she was like, I did it, you know, I had kids at a certain age, or I'm a mother, and I had a baby, you know, she had a baby father, and I'm a baby mama. It worked out. I'm like, that doesn't mean it's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching that episode and I'm like, you're not listening to
But you know what, too? As a woman, it's sometimes, like I said, sometimes you can get emotion mixed with passion, because she's passionate about being a mother. She knows that she did what she had to do to become a successful mom.
But the thing is, even with you, too, I had to be like, listen, I get it that you guys went through it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's the right way.
It's just a passion, though. It's like sometimes we could relay over something and it can look emotional, but it's really just like that passion, because even with hair, oh my God, when I used to train these girls in the salon, they would be like, oh my God, you're so mean, and I'm like, this is something I'm passionate about. Like, we got real life people walking through the door here. If we don't get this right, you know, and it's like, it might seem emotional, but it's just my passion for things.
We'll wait till we get to the final part. Go ahead.
So, constructive criticism and learning your business partner, because, Lord, I had to learn this man, and I'm still learning him, but it's something that I enjoy doing, and I have to know that it's a part of the process if we're going to build something major.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Something that makes sense, yeah.
Yes. So, for me, that's my 3 ways to keep the business relationship healthy.
These three is solid. It's solid. I like that. Where open communication is one thing that Black people are terrible with communication. I swear to God, we are. Oh my God.
It's bad.
Very terrible with communication, because a lot of times we don't learn. Communication is a part of conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is a thing that we didn't learn.
Yeah.
And we have to learn how to really communicate, not shout, not cuss, not just be disrespectful, communicate.
Yes. Yes.
And over the past couple of years, I've learned that. You know, I'm learning how to say the right things, because with me, I try to be as direct as possible. And sometimes people take it as me being disrespectful, or I'm saying it the wrong way. But I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just try to be as direct as possible.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So sometimes people want you to just dress it up a little bit. And I understand that. I'm still working on that part because I try to be as direct as possible.
Yeah.
I
think when you're in like your work mode outside of podcasting, I had to learn something about you that, okay, he's in work mode right now.
Yes.
So let me just contact him tomorrow.
Right.
Because
the thing is, when I'm in work mode, I'm like laser focused on this one thing because I can't be doing 100 different things when I'm in this mode. Like, if you realize when I'm DJing, I don't even like people to talk to me.
Yeah.
I just want to entertain and I'm laser focused on this. When I'm being a promoter, I'm in that mode. Like, how you doing? All right, cool. All right, man, I got talking. I gotta go. I gotta get this done. Like, that's me. We have something else we gotta talk about. Like, is this important? Yeah. Is this about a party?
Right.
No. Okay, we talk about that later. And I'm going.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I'm the type of person, my determination makes me want to get things done that needs to be done. And you as my friend and you as my partner and you as my business partner, whatever, supposed to understand that when you're focused on something, you don't need no distractions. I can't be over here working my ass off and you're going to come to me about some stuff that don't even make sense. You want to argue with me about... All right, so for instance, I'm dating this girl, and I'm in work mode now. So I'm going around and saying hi to everybody. And then you stop me, why you say hi to her? And I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is what you're talking to me about right now?
Yeah. Some people, and that can happen. I can see that happening a lot with what you do because, it's a lot of emotions there. You're around people that's drinking alcohol. And
I don't want to hear the unnecessary talking when I'm in that mode. And a lot of times I snap at people because I want you to understand that this is my job. If I come to your 9-to-5 job and I'm in your ears about some dumb stuff, I'm distracting you from doing your work. It's the same thing with me. Not because we're enjoying what we're doing doesn't mean it's not work.
It's true.
That's what a lot of people don't get. If I'm up there playing music and you're constantly in my ears, you're distracting me from performing. No artist, no DJ wants nobody in their ears while they're working because you have to be focused on entertaining these people that's looking at you. If you mess up, they're looking at you. They don't care about the person that's distracting you.
Yeah, it's so funny because even when doing hair, I realize I'm like that. Because I'll even be in a conversation with my client and doing hair, it's not just me doing their hair. We be in real deal conversation. And then someone will walk in the suite and they're like trying to have this conversation. I'm like, bro, like that's so disrespectful. I'm here trying to create hair.
You know the crazy thing is? A lot of times I gotta tell my barber, yo, bro, chill. Like, just cut my hair. Because you start talking and you can be cutting my hair for 45 minutes.
Just talking and going and stopping and
a lot of times I gotta tell him like, yo,
keep going this way.
or somebody will come, somebody will be sitting in a chair and he be talking to them. And he stop and talk to them and then cut again and stop and talk to them. And cut again. It's like, I can't do that as a DJ. I can't do that as a promoter. I can't do that as an investor. I can't do that as, I can't do that in business, period. Because you're going to distract me.
It's distracting. It is.
And a lot of times when I'm exhausted, especially after doing these parties, I don't want nothing to stress me. Just let me go rest. You know? Because mixing so much energy, I want to get it out of my system. I want it to be over.
Peace.
Yes. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Anyway.
Hey everyone, if you are here in South Florida, please check out Skyless Hair Studio. That's SKYLYST, where we specialize in hair care, locks, colors, cuts,
you can do mine too?
Stuff. Yes, we definitely do men's hair as well. Okay, so we are here in Tamarack, Florida. Check us out and we'll take care of all your hair in a little bit.
So where can they find you?
You can find us at CEO YourLife_Skyless Hair Studio on Instagram or online at skylesshairstudio.com.
Hey.
All right.
But yeah, I feel like business relationships, keeping it healthy is literally communication is the #1 thing. And also being on the same page is also the next thing. Everybody can't be on different pages. Everybody can want different things.
True.
You know, so if you're on a football team and I want to win this championship, but your goal is to just impress some girls, where we want two different things.
That's how you be seeing them getting locker fights and stuff. It's just like,
Yeah, because if I'm out here trying to win, you know, and you're out here trying to showboat and I'm losing, if I'm down 20 points and you make a shot and you're out here celebrating and talking, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. Because, bruh. But anyway.
We ain't get to the end goal yet.
Right. Yeah. We ain't even winning and you celebrating. Like, come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So with that being said, final thoughts, Stretch, about this conversation.
I forgot what my final thought was going to be. I forgot.
I think my final thoughts with business relationships, on top of the open communication, constructive criticism, and learning your business partner, is real deal faith. I need to have faith that I can trust this person to start this business with me. Faith that in the middle of it, you know, we can get through all these tough times and the no's and the constructive criticism, and faith that we're going to get to the end goal. Like, for real, we're going to get to the end goal no matter what. Nothing's going to get in our way.
I did forget what my final thought was going to be. It's going to be a solid one, too. Damn it, man.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Anyways, I'm going to just throw something in there anyway. Number one thing with doing business, right, is finding your passion. That's number one thing.
Yes.
And when you find your passion and what you're passionate about, you got to find people with that same mindset as you.
Yep.
So if you want to be a DJ and you want to build a team, those people have to want to be just as good as you at your craft. They have to be passionate about it. Don't let people come be a part of your team that just want to be a part of it because it's popular.
Right.
Or because it's what's popular right now. You know, people who see us being DJs and traveling and be like, I want to be a part of what y'all doing. But do you love music as much as we do?
Right.
Do you love doing this craft as much as we do? Are you willing to leave a party, jump on a flight, go to a party, come back, jump back on a flight, go to a next party, jump back on a flight? This is what we're doing.
Right.
No sleep. I come back home sometimes, I'm knocked out for like a day because I'm tired.
Right.
Are you able to withstand that?
Yep.
Are you able to sit up at nights to make sure your crates are in line, your music is in line? Are you willing to do that?
Right.
You know, that's what the sacrifice, that's what it takes.
Yep.
You know? So make sure that you find your passion. The person that you find to work with you has to have the same level of passion. That's what's number two thing. When you're cultivating your business relationships, right? You have to also make sure that it's, like I said, it's built on a solid foundation. And when I say a solid foundation, I mean principles. I mean patience, empathy. All these things are the foundation. And those things are going to be what you stand on right throughout that relationship.
And I think like that us against the world mentality too. Like, this is my team against all
everybody.
Shit.
Keep the business, the money in the family. Keep the personals, everything, the problems, the good things, everything. Keep it in the family. Because once it started to blur the lines, everybody has an opinion to put in. That destroys your relationship. Yep. Any relationship. Yep. That you have.
That's true.
Yeah, especially with women.
I know.
Talk a lot.
We could be, you know. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yes, definitely. Definitely a whole nother podcast. But I love this because this is an introduction basically to the next season, but we're not going to get to the next season as yet. Yeah. It's going to be like around end of July, August. We're going to get to the next season, which is business. Yes. And we're going to bring on a lot of different small businesses, big businesses, black businesses, white businesses, Hispanic businesses, everybody to come in. And sometimes you don't have to like the person you're working with. You don't have to look like them. You don't have to think like them. But it's always good to have, if you have the same goal, whether they're white, black, Spanish, Chinese, whatever, you can work with just anybody as long as you have the same end goal.
Yep, that is facts. That is facts. Yes. So you gonna take us out?
I'm gonna take y'all out.
All right.
So we've come to the end of another great and amazing episode of the Student to Life podcast. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the share button to share with your contacts in your phone, like all your contacts, to share with everybody. Let them know that you enjoyed the content, like the content on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube. Like our content, share, subscribe, and leave a comment to let us know what you think about what we got going on. Whether positive or negative, we'll take it. Constructive criticism, it's all good. So we'll see you guys again next time.
Later.
Peace out.